All right, so oh, excuse me, I apologize. It has been a ridiculously long day. I mean, every day is a really ridiculously long day. They seem to never end. They run together. Okay, so I'm about to dote on a few people that I've met in the city. Okay, cause I've been in the city. You see, my smile's extra big. Okay, cause I've been around. Uh, and I'm having a great time. All right. I've been kind of sparse on the videos. I had intentions of doing a few readings. Never got around to it. And I'm not being pushed to do it right now, so it doesn't really matter. It's for your viewing pleasure. Entertainment purposes only. So I haven't done that. Okay, so obviously in this last month, I've been riding the bus, uh, seeing the city, and handling business. Okay. Um, the title of this video is "When an Angel Meets Other Angels and We Gets to Work." um, the sh- I'm doing a lot of doctor's appointments. I'm back at the chiropractor. Went to the podiatrist, the dentist, the eye doctor. Okay, among other things. I keep going to the urgent care for the mental health and stuff. Just taking care of yourself. Smoking cessation. I can't say I'm doing great. I can't say I'm doing great, but I can say I'm doing better. How about that? Right? I'm still dedicated to the cause. But as I'm doing these things, library, Aaron's assembly, I'm about to start going to the gym again. Okay, I'm about to start physical therapy for my back and foot. Okay, so I got a lot that I'm doing. I got another appointment on Monday for something else. Anyway, neither here nor there. As I'm doing these things, I come across little bumps. Right, like uh, the other day, I missed the bus. It was last week. In fact, on the same day, every week I miss the bus. But it puts me somewhere. And these bus drivers are absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay? There's one, he actually developed the routes. So he can tell me anything. He can tell me when it's starting. He could tell me where the newest, stop is. And in fact, don't get off the bus right here. I'm gonna put you at the new stop. Just love him. Okay. Ironically, these are men. All right. And he had something to say about cancer. He said, "Cancer has already been cured. These people just want your money." Which, we all know that, right? We all know that. But when people say things like this, it lets you know what frequency they're on. And certain things he said lets me know what frequency he's on. So I watch that and I can see that in the way that he does his job. All right. So this morning and last week, and he's not even the regular driver. There's actually the morning bus driver is a woman. Okay. But every time he is the driver, I miss the bus. Because I'm talking to smoking cessation and she loves to talk, which I don't mind at all. I need it. I could talk all day to anybody because I've been in so much isolation, you know what I'm saying? And lately I have been branching out. So I missed the bus again today because and in fact, I didn't miss it once, I missed it twice. And I was like, it's okay, it's cool, right? But I had plans to go to the store. So I went to the store and I ended up helping an elderly lady. And the whole time she was in line and she was at the register and she was concerned that she would not be able to pay for what she had in her cart. But she kept saying, the Lord will make a way after every time they scan shit, so I can't exactly remember what our conversation was. I asked her if she needed some help bagging her stuff or whatever she needed, because we're at Save a Lot, Save a Lot and all these, you gotta bag your own shit, right? And she said that her son had passed away, but he had set up all these different things for her in order for her to provide for herself. And we started talking about some things. She's from Detroit or something like that. And we get to talking, and I don't remember what it was she said, what I said. But she said, I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that. I don't even know why I started talking about my son when she realized that it's actually the anniversary of his death. And, she was very touched, and she talked to me for a little bit. She had some questions, and this is like an 80-year-old woman, right? But she was on that frequency. All right. Okay. So then, last week, I missed the bus again. I was like, oh, damn. And I was kind of like a little irritated that day. That day, I wanted to be elsewhere. Most of the time, though, I'm not in a hurry. I have like good 7 hours to do whatever I need to do. So, it doesn't matter, right? I'm like, this bus stop's at the hospital. So, I'm walking around the hospital a little bit. Kind of sat there. And, I don't know, like, I didn't feel like being at the bus stop, but I ended up going to the bus stop early. I wanted to stay in the AC. What was I doing? I got my blood drawn that day. I had to be at the hospital, so same bus driver. It's always this bus driver when this stuff happens too. It's crazy. And he dropped me off again at a different spot. It wasn't the actual stop, but that's where he dropped me off at because it was more convenient for me, right? So I ended up missing the bus anyway, but I went and I sat on the bench, which I don't usually do because it's in direct sunlight, next to this man who clearly just had a rough time. And I'm getting emotional because these people get real emotional. He doesn't really speak very well, but I try my hardest to listen to him. And he says to me that he just randomly ended up in the hospital, no phone, no money, but he knows somebody that has one of his cards, and he can't remember the phone number. But is there any way that I can call the person, right? Oh, yeah, sure. I'd be more than happy to help you. Let's look it up. You know what I'm saying? What time does this bus come? I look that up. These are very simple things. It's nothing serious, you know what I'm saying? But it's important because they need somebody. So I look that up. I look up and I call the number, and he's like, "Yeah, man, what time is this bus supposed to get there?" I'm like, 25, and the bus supposed to be here in like a few minutes, right? Please stay right where you are. Don't leave, because he was, I guess, whoever he was trying to contact was getting off work. So he didn't want him to leave. Just stay where you're at, because he doesn't have any other way. He doesn't have a phone. He doesn't have a car or any money, right? He he looked really bad too. He looked real tired. And yeah. So I did all that. Then the bus ended up being late because they got stuck with a train. Same bus driver I keep talking about. This one. And so now there's an issue of, well, the line might run late and now that person might leave. So what do? I hop on the phone and I call transit to find out where the bus is so we can update and make sure that the connecting bus, because there's a connecting bus, doesn't leave him. And this guy starts crying. And he said, "Ma'am, thank you so much. You just saved my life." And it's just like a very touching moment. Because, first of all, the individual himself looks kind of off-putting. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But this is what I'm talking about when I talk about the soul, right? Because somebody else would have ignored him and maybe not tried, you know? I said, I don't usually call myself this, but I'm an earth angel, and that's what I'm supposed to do. But guess what? That bus driver ended up personally delivering him to his location. And he didn't have to take the transfer. I was so happy when I found that out. It was special shit, right? Working together, right? So then, a couple weeks back, because I haven't been here for a while. I mean, I might have posted a video or two, but I haven't really been talking to you. I've just been doing my thing. It takes a lot of work to make sure your kid gets ready for work or for school, and then like make sure that you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing to better yourself. So I've been busy. I spent all my time focusing on Aaron. Now it's just time to focus on me. I know a lot of people don't like, not a lot of people, but there's some people that don't agree with things or seem to always have a suggestion for what they think I should be doing. And I'm glad that you think I should be doing that, but I did what I was supposed to do, and I feel a lot, you can tell, even though my demeanor is always a smile, like I feel a lot better. So anyway, back to the stories. So then the night bus driver, I've developed a relationship, and it's like when an angel needs an angel. Very helpful. Give me a lot of information. Everybody's brains work differently. This guy, like, seems very simple, but his brain works. He's like a problem solver. You know what I'm saying? So a couple weeks ago, and that's not really to say anything about like what the story's about to be about. Just I noticed that he gives me a lot of solutions, and he creates a lot of solutions for others. Like when I pay attention to how he works, like he just be on it. He's real good. Real good. In fact, Aaron has even commented that he's a really good bus driver, right? So I have mentioned him to his higher ups because I've met them. They ride the transit to go like to the coordinating meetings and stuff like that. And I've mentioned him because Aaron really loves the guy. Like he's just one of them pure souls. And like so sometimes he'll tell me about the things that he does over the weekend. Yeah, somebody was struggling to get a TV in their car, and I was like, how about one of y'all ride with me, and I'll just take it to your house. It's pickup. Like, this is what he does. He just does nice stuff for people. Hey, you know what? I just fixed the lady down the street. I just fixed her car, and it was like $400 worth of work. But I just told her to give me what she can, and she gave me she gave me a Texas Roadhouse gift card, and he's happy. He's what? But this is what I'm talking about. I've actually mentioned something like that before. Like, when you have your calling, like, you're just happy doing it. You know what I'm saying? So he's on it, right? So not too long ago, I had another bus driver. I think that he was out. Somebody was out because this was a substitute bus driver. But essentially, what he told me was that he was this bus driver I'm talking about, the primary. He was offered another position in a completely different company, doing something completely different. I was like, oh yeah, I like him. He does his job really well, and he seems to enjoy it, right? And this other guy is like, yeah, and he was offered like a lot of money to go somewhere else, and he didn't take it. He stayed here. He was committed and dedicated. I was like, what? That's wild, because I needed him in my life. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because he does things like this, okay? Last ride of the night. Aaron and I went to the library for game night. They have a video game room in there, and you can play video games. And so that is what I've done for his reward chart, which I have still never showed you guys. But, I think you got the gist. Most people do reward charts, but maybe I'll still show you. Okay, so we're at the gate. We're at the library. Last ride of the night. We cannot get another ride. Okay, so we get on the bus, and he asked, hey, how you doing, Aaron? I was like, oh, let me show you. Because he actually was training someone, so he was sitting right next to me instead of driving, right? Like, oh, let me show you. This is a drawn out fucking story, excuse me. Tourist work. Let me show you. Oh, guess what? I dropped my phone. I don't know, in the grass at the library or something. So I have to get off the bus. And now we're going to have to walk. Now, the thing is, Aaron and I have walked from there before. It's a 1.5 mile walk. I did not have a problem with it. I just didn't plan on doing it. But I did have my walking shoes on. But I was a little frustrated. But not so, like, we walked like a half block, and it wasn't a problem anymore. Me and him were laughing and talking and just enjoying ourselves. And I had to get off the bus. And he came back for me. And he dropped us off right at the corner at the store. And cranked the air conditioning up really high. I needed that. You know how much I needed that? Do you know how much I needed that? The angel has met angels, and we gets to work. So those are like the 3 stories that stick out of my mind. But literally every day I get on the bus, I help somebody, and they help me. You know what I'm saying? And so shout out to the transit out here, because y'all are making an impact, and you're helping me continue to make an impact. That's what I've been up to. I met this lady, right? I met a couple. I meet plenty of people, because I'm on there like several times a day. I probably ride it more than anybody else. The the permanent driver in the morning, she always laughs at me because she'll see me like 3, 4 times, but I'm getting shit done. So, I met a lady and we were literally in the same colors, and she said something about her past lives, right? Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, don't worry, I got you. Met another lady. I just met her yesterday, but she's like so cute. She's like, mentally, she's probably like 8 years old. She needed to speak. She spoke, you know, being very empathetic. The primary thing about this bus, and this is what I told the higher ups too, um, the primary people that use this bus, now there's other people that use it that like go to work or whatever like that, but the primary users are people that have been stuck and shelled up in their houses, like elderly, disabled, or like mentally ill people. You know, they have no, like the lady I met today. We ran into each other twice, right? And she was talking and talking and talking, and I was like, "I'm sorry, this is my stop." She's like, "Oh, it's okay. I'm gonna keep talking. You can ask the bus driver, right?" I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "You know, you don't have to apologize," because she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I talk a lot." And I was like, "You don't have to apologize. I could tell, based off your story here, that you probably don't get a lot of social interaction, so it's cool." This is what's needed. And so, you know, again, shout out to transit, shout out to my bus drivers, and shout out to the community. I'm glad to have met all of you, you know, and I'm glad that, you know, I can help, because that's what I'm here for. Y'all have a good evening.